Hey YouTube, this is Dean making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. Okay, back to Australasian polypore. I got it to go with flint and steel last night. It wasn't on camera because it was dark, and I don't like filming in the dark. But anyway, yeah, just I was been talking to Jason and a couple other people, and they said I was doing it wrong, so that's fine. What you do is cut it as thin as you can. If you can't get it thin, cut it thinner, bang it with a hammer. So I've hit this out and then got my 3 pound lump and just gently tapped it as thin as I could get it. So processed it down as thin as I can get. They also talked about roughing it up, but I didn't rough the last bit up. It did take me about a minute to get it to take. But yeah, I haven't really roughed any up this time. So let's give it another go. Hopefully it won't take me as long. I might try flint this time because quartzite was a bit frustrating last night. I did it on quartzite. The key to it is really close to the edge, very thin piece, and it seems to pick it up. And it's just a matter of driving sparks into it until it catches. Which I got a very thin piece there. I suggest doing this with only your best strikers because you want to shower it with sparks. And it's just a matter of persistence and patience. Remember, this is uncharred, so as with most uncharred things, it tends to be a little bit dramatous. But you'll see it once it takes off. I thought it went then. That might not be thin enough. I had a very thin piece last night. I might have to rough it up. As I said, it did take me about a minute last night to get it to go. That's not helping either. The arm's getting sore. Well, that's frustrating. It's certainly dropping enough sparks into it. Chipping the hell out of my stone. And I have bashed this, thinned it out as thin as possible. It's always the way, as soon as you put it on film. I did get it to go last night. I might have to rough it up. It's very thin. It's almost wafer-like. A lot of debris down there. Not a very good video. Might use that thinnest piece. It's the thinnest piece I've got. I will admit the other polypore, the white tinder fungus I've got, took a spark a lot better than this stuff. But that's fine. I don't care. It's not a problem. Yeah, it's starting to blunt the edge. There we go, finally. Australasian polypore, flint and steel. It's just a matter of getting the thinnest ones I transferred it onto that because the thin stuff really burns up a lot really quick, and then you just keep transferring it onto bigger and bigger pieces, obviously, until you got a big enough piece on fire to be able to put in your tinder bundle. But with like all these polypores or tinder funguses, they burn very hot. They're like emmer or chaga. It tends to burn very, very hot. So that's one advantage of it. Just takes a bit of persistence. As I said, and it's blowing all away. Yeah, you just have to drive sparks in it until you get it hot enough, I suppose. That's the thing. Very, very thin. The thinnest bits you can get. And like I beat that out until it was the thinnest bits, and it's only the thinnest bits that tend to get it. See how that coal is coalescing into quite a nice coal now. There, and it burns very hot. That's what I found with all this sort of stuff, and yeah, it's still, I blew it all over the joint, but yeah, it's still going. That bit did go out. Yeah, it did go out. I burnt myself. Anyway, life's like that. Play around with hot stuff, you're going to get burnt. But yeah, anyway, that's Australasian polypore, and I've still got heaps of it left there, and I've cut a big heap of it up there. Been fooling around with it, so that's on camera, and I got some going last night. But as you saw, I chipped that edge out, but that's no dramas. I've got plenty of rock, and it doesn't bother me in the slightest. It does take persistence. This is not a. This would not be something I would suggest for beginners, because yeah, it does take a lot of persistence, and it is frustrating because yeah, my arm was getting sore then because it's just constant striking. You just have to keep going at it and then keep moving, because you're going to blunt the edge out. Yeah, and as I said, you've got to get it thin. It's thin and roughed up, I suppose. I didn't rough that up. I just cut it as thin as I could get it and then hit it with the lump hammer. Anyway, thanks for watching.